the Podfix Network.
Hello and welcome to the 150th. Hello and welcome to the 155th episode of the Filmmakers podcast. It is a lock-in, ladies and gentlemen. It is a lock-in. This is a podcast where we talk filmmaking, from indie film to studio films and everything in between. How to get them made, how to make them, and how to try to F it up. In a very, very humble opinion, we are locked in. That is correct. The announcement has just happened. It's 3 weeks where we're not allowed out unless it's for essentials. So before I get back to that and what we can do to help ourselves get through, I'm going to tell you about this week's episode, which is with Diane and Paul Knight and myself and Ian Sharp, producer, actor extraordinaire. We recorded way before any of this madness happened. So obviously we do not talk about it at all, but I wanted to get that podcast to you because it is inspiring, because they talk about how they made their indie film, 24 Little Hours, in 8 days. It is inspiring. Paul has been on the podcast before in episodes 31 and 32 when he talked about his 19.6 million tax scam and the issues he had with Landscape of Lies, which he now owns and has released, and it is a joy, and you should see it and support indie films as well as 24 Little Hours. So we do go into depth about how you can make indie films, about how you can get off your ass and do it. So that is all to come, but obviously right now, it's not the easiest time to get off your ass and do it. It's difficult, I know, but saying that, I have not been busier since I've been locked in. I have not stopped. I have been developing projects, I've been writing another project with someone, I've been delivering Knights of Camelot, which is supposed to be coming out in July. So that, which we picture locked, is pretty much ready. Just doing final tweaks on the score, final bits of VFX, and it is pretty much ready, which is crazy. So we've had so much to do, that and wrapping up the TV show as well. So I haven't stopped, haven't had time. I've still got so much to do right now. But I wanted to read out this tweet to you because I know we're all a little pressured right now, and we're all worried about what's going to happen for us creatives. And the honest answer is, I don't know. All I know is you can just prepare yourself to be ready for when this ends. So I thought I'd read this tweet that I found and then I put out myself and pretended it was mine because it was anonymous, so I could. Here it is. I know this. When this ends, and it will, every game will sell out. Every restaurant will have a 2-hour wait. Every kid will be glad to be in school. Everyone will love their job. The stock market will skyrocket. And we'll all embrace and shake hands. That's going to be a pretty good day. Hang in there, world. Anonymous. And I thought, yeah, because what else can we do? Look after ourselves, stay healthy, of course. Help anyone you can in need. But hang in there. And while you're hanging in there, do something about it. You've always wanted to write that novel. Write that novel. You've always wanted to landscape your garden. Now's your perfect chance. If you've always wanted to write that script, the one that eluded you, you have nothing to lose. And I tell you what, there is thousands of other people out there right now who'll go, yeah, I'll read yours if you read mine. There's plenty of actors who'll go, yeah, let's get on Zoom conferencing and let's read that for you. Because people want to be creative and proactive and do something. This is a perfect opportunity for you. Grab it with both hands. Do not waste this. Do not sit around watching Netflix and whatever else right now. Do that, of course. Do your thing. Do whatever makes it work for you. But don't waste this opportunity. Honestly. So, with that in mind, the Make Your Film event, which was supposed to be this coming Wednesday, is obviously not happening. So what myself and Dom Lenoir are going to do is we're going to do some live streaming sort of events on Zoom conferencing or Google Hangouts. So look out for those very soon. Get on our Twitter at FilmmakersPod, which means all those lovely listeners who are all around the world can jump in and get involved in that as well. We don't know exactly what we're doing yet, but it will happen and will be announced very soon. But the idea is that everyone can carry on, be creative and feel happy and safe in the environment that we've created, the indie film world. So if that's you, then look out for that. If you don't know who I am, I'm Giles Alderson. I'm a writer, director, and I'm a producer. And my feature film that I wrote and directed, I wrote it with Johnny Grant, The Dare, is available in the US or in Canada. So if you are in either of those two places and you like horror, or you like psychological, dark, twisty, fun, emotional, with a point horror, then do check out The Dare. Links to that are in the show notes. And if you're anywhere else in the world, do check out A Serial Killer's Guide to Life that I produced for Staten Cousins Row and Poppy Row. I produced with Charity Wakefield, as well as those two lovely people as well. Serial Killer's Guide to Life is available also now. Do check out both those films. A couple of shout outs for those people who were fantastic last week and really enjoyed our Francis Annan episode, which is all about his Daniel Radcliffe starring Escape from Pretoria. Thank you those who gave us so much love. Rob Hackett, Henna H, Sam Evans, Oliver Carson, so many people, of Diane Knight obviously, but she's on this podcast so we can shout her out so many times as well. Sarah Thomas as well, so many others. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to Robin McCain, who's edited the last two podcasts for us. I'm doing this one because it was myself, Diane and Paul and Ian, so I was like, well, I might as well do this one. Ian is a producer of movies including Kick-Off, Pleasure Island, The Marker, A Northern Soul and Holston, as well as starring in some brilliant TV and films, including Bulletproof, which is out now in the UK, Happy Valley, and coming up he's going to be in Legacy with Luke Goss, Twist with Michael Caine, and of course Arthur and Merlin Knights for Camelot, which is my directed movie. He has been on the podcast before. In fact, it's episode 85 where we go in depth about his career. So if you do want to listen to that, go find it. Just type in Ian Sharp and type in the Filmmakers podcast and you will find it. Listen, I'm going to keep doing these for you. We are going to keep doing these. Whoever I can rope in, whether it's Dom, Robbie, CJ, Andy, Dan, whoever the hell I can rope in to do these with me, I will, because I feel, well, for one, why not? I love doing this. I love speaking to you guys. But also, I think we all kind of want it, right? If you keep listening and downloading as you do in your thousands and thousands, then I'll keep doing these. Even through all these tough times and we don't know what's going on. But hopefully these can inspire you enough to keep you going, because it's going to be mad. It's going to get mad. It's going to get crazy. So next week's episode is very likely to be the Vivarium episode that Robbie McCain recorded with director Lorcan Finnegan. Now, this film was originally going to be cinema release, and this is happening a lot now, and people are jumping and putting them online. So this stars Imogen Poots and Jesse Eisenberg, obviously star of The Social Network and Zombieland, etc., etc. And this was recorded a while ago. So, but we knew the release was going to be here, and this was the only time that Lorcan was in the country. So I think it was recorded in October, Robbie. So that might be next week, or it might be the Alex Ferrari episode where we're giving away one copy of his fantastic book, Rise of the Film Entrepreneur. It's really wonderful. So either one of those, so look forward to that next week. I'll announce sometime, probably Monday. So what do I need to tell you? I need to tell you to be strong, to stay sane, and if you can, collaborate with other people online, email people, message me on Twitter if you've got any questions. Get in touch. Honestly, now's the time to do it. If you need help, there are so many people willing to help. We can do this. We can do this. Right, here it is, this week's Filmmakers podcast episode with Paul Knight, and for the very first time ever on a podcast, in a public appearance, Diane Knight. Please give them a warm welcome on Twitter. Please shout her out, because she is fantastic at the independent scene. Show her some love and send a message. She is on @CandiesTreats on Twitter. So here we go. This is this week's episode. Enjoy. We're here to talk about 24 Hours in London, aka 24 Little Hours. We are here with Paul Knight, director, producer, writer, and we're here with Diane Knight.
Hello.
Producer, and we're here with Ian Sharp as well, who's co-hosting with me today.
Oh, yeah, no, wow.
How you doing, Sharp? Are you all right?
I'm all right, mate. A bit nervous, but I'm all right.
You're a bit nervous. I love it.
Well, I'm on the spot now, aren't I?
I know.
So,
Now it's and we are in the casting studio.
Yeah, Rob
right
Kelly's casting office. Yeah, we are indeed.
and he's
Central
very
London.
kindly let us use this for the evening.
For sure.
Because we struggled to find a little venue to record this in. We've been trying to do it for a while, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
And now here we are doing this podcast, and I'm very excited.
A little bit hard to tie me down, wasn't it?
Yes. You're a worker. You're constantly working.
What's all that about?
I know. As a producer, Sharpie's like, I'm free whenever you want.
Yeah.
So, Paul, the film's been out a little while now, right?
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where do you feel your... Just let me test that.
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Talk.
3 weeks.
It's been out
Sorry, my
3
friend.
How long's it been out? What are you eating?
I'm just getting over a cold, you see,
Oh.
so I'm trying to keep my throat lubricated.
Nice.
3
Yeah.
weeks. No, ready?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
I'm keeping all that.
Right, we've got that.
3 weeks. How exciting is that, right? Second big movie. Well, you've done loads, but, in terms of you, Paul Knight,
Yeah.
in the space of, 2 years since I've known you.
Yeah.
You're on this podcast in episode 31 and 32. It's a double header. There's not many people get that accolade.
I know, we're very lucky with that one.
Yeah. And it's done really well. If you haven't heard this podcast, Paul talks about his experience and the 19.6 million tax scam, which sounds unbelievable.
Which
And
we weren't responsible for, can I just
no,
say?
and Paul was not responsible for it. But yet he battled back and got his film back and got it released, which is...
That was a slog, wasn't
That
it?
was yeah. I still have postcards from the tax man, actually.
Do you?
From the case.
Really?
Yeah, they contact me once a year to see how I'm doing.
With the postcard saying,
Yeah.
hey, I'm in the Bahamas. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Why not?
There you are.
Do you owe us any money still? No.
No, it's all good now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we last talked when that film was just about to come out. It was around that time.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was,
It was
yeah.
his screening, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk there. Let's talk about how well that did, and we'll move into making 24 Hours in London and how that worked out. So what happened after that sort of time and getting the film out and it was yours?
It was, well, to be fair, the adrenaline's over, isn't it? As a filmmaker, it's always, you get it to the post, and it's like,
Yeah.
because it's taken out your hands. It's down to the public. It's down to whoever. You have no control over anything. You have to put up with the negative reviews, the good reviews, the chasing of monies, the publicising. Obviously, I got Diane, so a lot of the social media work's done her. And for me, that's it. There's no enjoyment for me on that side. It's like you're done. It's like you have the kid that's born, and it's like you hand it over to the mum, and then that's it.
I think that's really interesting because I actually, before coming here today and thinking about what we talk about, I was like, I really want to talk about that whole moment after a film gets released, 24 Hours in London, 3 weeks ago. And that whole feeling of almost like you build up to the moment of release of your film. And then suddenly it's like, right, I've asked all my friends to go watch it. I've had the screenings.
Yeah.
I've had a premiere if you're lucky. Might have been ages ago. The festivals were ages ago. And suddenly there's this weird dead space, right?
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out, and then you are... And,
You get
obviously,
2 weeks,
obviously I'm trying to, get everyone to go see it on social media and everything. But it is kind of... a bit of an anticlimax almost, because it's like it's out. You've worked so hard on it for however long you've worked on it. It could be 1-2 years, whatever it was. For us, it was probably quicker, but but you do it, and then it comes, and you're the worst for it, aren't you, Paul? Because you're like when it comes out, that's it. It's finished.
Yeah.
Really?
Like for Paul, it's finished. It's done.
Right, you won't do you won't do any. Well, you did Q&As and stuff, and you did bits and pieces, and maybe a bit of
like I say,
interviews.
Yeah.
we did the
Yeah, but
Q&A
once
with the
all that's
screening, and we'll do like these kind of talks. But after 2 weeks, you've had 2 other new movies knock your film further down the charts. You've had
Reviews all over the place, and that hurts.
all the haters coming out, giving it 1 out of 10.
I mean, do you read the reviews then? Do you spend time on that?
I read the review. I don't take none to heart.
Yeah.
But I do read them.
Really? Yeah.
Because it's that horrible, because we're doing that now with the serial killers and the Dare's out, so it's that little bit, reviews are coming in because we're doing the festivals, it's that whole big, pre thing, and it's that horrible, some great reviews, and you're like, over the moon, there's just one or two shitty ones.
You'll just focus on that, right?
Focus on
You
it.
do. Yeah, you do.
Of course.
How do we
human,
stop
I think.
that?
You
Is
just
it
want to
human?
read
I don't think
through
you
and
get away
say,
from
give me
that.
your email address, mate. Let's have a conversation.
I'll show you.
You know what I mean? Why don't you come meet me for a coffee somewhere?
exactly, yeah.
We'll,
You
we'll
come knock
discuss
on
it.
my
yeah,
door,
that's
motherfucker.
right. Yeah. You stay behind your keyboard 10 miles away, don't you?
Well, that's it. A lot of these reviewers haven't made movies.
No.
They don't understand what we go through.
No.
And it is so hard making a movie. We have to compromise constantly, right? And I think that's what a lot of filmmakers out there trying to be filmmakers and reviewers don't understand is how difficult that is. To get it out to Miracle, right? To get it in release, to get it near the top of the charts is a huge thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even for us, I mean, obviously we charted in the
HMV and ASDA.
Yeah, you
and all
were
the,
up there.
you know, actually even just getting a film in the shops was like
It's an
amazing.
achievement.
Yeah.
Just finishing a film,
Completely.
you've already won.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the
completely.
physical release was
a
something
big thing
different.
for us,
a lot
wasn't
of
it?
filmmakers
Yeah.
we talk to, they do the VOD, they put it up themselves.
Or the digital on iTunes and all that sort of thing. But
But to get that physical copy, it's like, okay, well, perhaps we're one step ahead of the next person, sort of thing.
But that was like exciting just to see it in the shops, to go into a shop and see a physical DVD on the shelf. Like that was exciting.
Yeah, it must be.
But then, like you were straight on. Like I'm like, oh, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this podcast? Can you do this? Can you do this to Paul? Yeah. And Paul's like, I'm working on the next one. Like what? I'm like, I'm done.
And I find that really strange, isn't it? How the whole that build-up's amazing, and then suddenly that first week's full on build-up, tweets.
Yeah.
It's out.
Yeah.
Suddenly a week later, I'm doing the same sort of tweets again.
Yeah.
The film's still out, everyone. If you haven't seen it, please do. Here's a new review. Yeah. Third week.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You're a bit tired of doing that by then.
I was going to say, by week 3, it got released in the US. So it was something
extra push.
different.
Yes.
But of course, because it's still called 24 Little Hours in the US, and obviously
24 hours in London.
In London.
You're shaking your head because I know why as well. We'll come to that.
In the UK.
The change of title.
So it did give something new for that third week, and obviously we got the rest of the world release coming out. So Australia, New Zealand, Tobago, Bahamas, all the English-speaking territories that are out there.
When is that?
That should be within the next 4 weeks.
Oh, well, at least then you've got that to build to and look forward to. But you're right, there's that lull, isn't there, where you go, oh, it's out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's out now.
You can only push the buy now.
So many times.
Go support us so many times.
People get a bit bored of that one.
Yeah, no, it's like, please click here, please click here. It's like, yeah, we've done that now, we've passed that. And that's the thing, how do we do that? And that whole disappointment, and maybe that's not the right word, the sort of anticlimactic as filmmakers that we go through. I think actors the same. They sort of get to that point, hey, my film's out, and then that whole drop.
Yeah, it's kind of gone,
How's it for you, Sharpie, then? Because you've had quite a few films out now, and that feeling of going through that.
I think it's the same. I think wherever you are, really, there is that kind of anti-climax. I mean, you just hope that it has an impact somewhere, somebody sees it, and just, I don't know, sounds a bit corny, but it inspires someone else to go off and make their own film. So I just kind of live with that. But you're right. I mean, it's especially when you've put your heart and soul into something and you've put it out there in the world, and ultimately everybody just pans it, and you have no idea what it's taken, the years of sacrifice to kind of make something, and it's so easy to shoot down. So I think just take solace from the fact that you've done something, you finished it, you've got it out there in the world. It will make its mark somewhere. I think you've won. Just take that.
And then work on the next one, right? I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I think you can go through a bit of depression, I think.
I think so, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, you say that, obviously, what Ian just said, but for me, I know I shouldn't say this.
No, please.
The biggest thrill I got from it, the pop, was when I started seeing it on the download sites, the pirated sites, because I thought, someone's took the time out to rip my film.
Fair play, an audience.
Put it on, someone's server that they have to hide so they don't get caught out by whoever. And it's like, that's now gone viral because it's on like 50 different sites. I won't name them, but, it's out there, and you think, you know what? Someone must have liked it.
Well, for me, that pisses me off. Sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course you are. Of course, and you can swear as much as you like. I think I'm on the balance with this. I was listening to Indie Film Hustle podcast, and he had a real good rant about this.
Yeah.
And he was very much like, "It's okay. It means that your film is worth something, and at the end of the day, you're probably not going to make that much from those downloads.
No,
those
exactly.
people are not going to go buy your film.
True.
But now they'll have heard of you. They'll look you up. As long as they don't write a shitty review, and this is what pisses me off.
Yeah.
If you're going to download a movie for free, do not write a shitty review if you don't like it. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, definitely.
Why should you? We've worked out this. Piss off. You didn't pay anything for it.
Yeah.
And you're going to write a shit review. No.
Completely.
But what you're saying, Paul, is the fact that your movie is out there. People are talking about your name is in the mix for other stuff. And yeah, it might not make any money from that, but we didn't really set out to become millionaires from these indie films. It'd be nice, but come on, be realistic.
No. Yeah, no,
you're lucky
not
to
at
break
all.
even, and
Totally.
that distributors will take all that, sales teams take all that,
Yeah.
which that's how it works.
True.
So I suppose it. Like you say, that side of it's cool, but the depression side in between of that. Oh wow, my movie, the highs and lows. I think it comes with anything, right?
That's why you Paul dives straight into his next project. Like he starts writing or like developing something else like straight away because he can't stand that quiet time.
Yes.
But I think that's how you stay sane.
Yeah, well,
you
that
go
is
back
it,
to
yeah.
work, don't you? You go back to that mode again. So that's how I think that's a good thing.
Well, especially
personally.
our end, because obviously, as you all know, you make when you're our end of the spectrum, you make your film, you write the film.
You mean the best end?
The best end, yeah.
Near the West End.
That end. But yeah, you do it, you write it, you produce it, you direct it, you do the casting, and then you edit it and you watch it which obviously is my
50
biggest.
billion times.
Yeah,
So
you know what I mean.
many
You've got to
times.
watch it, and then you make the rendering time. So I guess for me, it's like by the time you would see my film, I've seen it 50 times in every manner, and it's like.
Yeah, you've seen all the problems. You've seen
Yeah,
the issues
I
that
can't
we
sit
go
through
through
it
and go.
again.
Yeah,
In
you
the
can't
end,
see
you
it.
only see the flaws.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Don't you? Yeah.
yeah. When you work on it and you do go through post and everything, by the end of it, you only see the flaws.
Although that was it. When we had our cast and crew screening, that was quite good because I used that as a test screening.
Yeah.
And we had this venue in Romford, Premiere in Romford, give them a pop.
If you can remember the name.
They were really good to us, actually. No, they were really good.
That's great.
Much better than View. But anyway, so we had the screening and they really literally rolled out the red carpet for us.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And we held it there and they said, "Oh, what screen do you want it in?" And we said, "Oh, we've had these new seats put in a new screen, but it holds like 250 people." And we're like,
I don't know if we can.
well, yeah, we'll probably get about 10 people turn up if we're lucky. And we invited the cast and the crew, and it was on a Saturday night, and then there was no trains running into Romford. And then it was bad weather, and people were starting to text, "I don't know if I want to come into Romford." And we was like, it's literally going to be me, Diane, and a couple of the actors.
Diehards.
Yeah, turn up. And we had 227 people turn up.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And obviously,
There's people standing at the back.
Yeah.
It was like,
Wow.
it was just really good.
Standing ovation there. You take that.
Well, standing because I didn't want to sit down on the seat. But I stood at the back for the entire film, and I literally used it as a test screening. So I was like, when I wrote it, I was thinking this should get a laugh, and when it doesn't, you think, oh. And then they laughed at something you thought it wasn't meant to get a laugh. So I used it as a test screening. It was literally, that was on a Saturday night. I wrote all the notes as the film's going. Sunday morning, I was back in edit. So even the film, all those 227 people sat through, isn't the film that's now out.
yeah.
And I think that's a great way to do it, right? You always want to try and improve your film, and the fact that you edited it and did it in your room means you can go back and do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, doing all the sound mix and the grade and stuff, again, that's what costs, and the time and energy behind it is a real issue. But I like jumping into something straight away. I think is really important. As directors, we can jump into the edit after we shoot. And after actors after a shoot, it's really difficult because you're in that bubble of amazingness. Right, we've done this, it's ace, and then the depression sets in. As directors, we can shoot, go edit,
and of course, if you're an actor but you're not a in-demand actor,
sure.
So they've got a lot of downtime.
Just an actor,
It's always when's the film coming out? When's the film coming out? And you're like, well, mate, this is the real process of the film world. Do you know what I mean?
I know. I feel sorry for my Dare actors. It's been 3 years since we shot it, and it's obviously coming out in March, which is great, but not in the UK.
Yeah.
So they now have to wait till October, and it's still that whole.
Yeah.
It's really weird, sort of doing the whole. Hey, would you mind doing a bit of press? And so, oh, yeah, but great. Can I? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't get it until October.
That's all right. We'll check out the download sites. Don't worry about it.
This is what I said to the distributor. Surely by then they're going to download it. Maybe they'll judge it on how well we do in the UK by how many downloads.
I don't understand that now, because obviously with everything being available, and obviously all the pirating that does go on, like why don't they just? I understand some of the business reasons for it. I understand it, but there's so much pirating going on. Why wouldn't you just release it all at the same time?
Yep. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not our. That's just the thing. It's like Paul was saying. It's out of your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I think you've got to just embrace it. There's nothing we can do about it. The downloads and streaming services that take it for you for free and put it on those places. There's nothing we can do. So you just go, well, that's how it is. You take it as a compliment and move on. But in terms of distribution then for A Landscape of Lies, was that something you pushed out, you did yourself? How did that, because I want to know how you got from there to making the next film and the next one.
Landscape of Lies was just poison, to be fair. Even after years, I mean, you've got to remember Landscape of Lies was 2011.
Yeah.
And we didn't bring it out until 2018.
18 it was, I think.
2018. Yeah. So all the media died. Well, I say all the media, as soon as we put it back out, that was the only thing reviewers gave it time for, wasn't it?
Well,
but I mean,
that's what it was famous for, though. To be fair.
Isn't that better than not? In terms of that whole balance,
it's right if you get.
That's that Johnny Depp thing. But you have heard of me.
Yeah, but you have heard of me.
It's true, right?
But it's funny. I get more talks about Landscape of Lies now from accountants and lawyers than I do filmmakers, because it was made history books.
Yes,
lawyers now have to study the case, and accountants now have to study it. So if I have meet an accountant, because obviously looking for film finance and you do the rounds and that, it's like, film, it's a bit dodgy, There was this tax scam, and you go, yeah, that's my film, mate.
That's mine, mate. Yeah, you got to laugh. Yeah. You're in the right hands. And I've been through all this.
And it's funny, because then they will ask you, accountancy, so it's not, oh, mate, about your film. It was like, well, how was this done? And I was like, well, mate, to be fair, the crime was done before I came along.
Yes.
But this is how during the court, and they all love it. I seem to talk more the legal and the accountancy side than the actual film side. So when it came that we said, right, we're pushing it out, no one wanted to touch it. Even though with the cast that we had is prime for TV. No one would touch it, because no one wanted to make the commitment that they would condone what went on.
So your first film, Landscape of Lies, no one would touch.
No one would
touch. Because of a scandal behind it.
So this little distributor came along, punted it out. It's no real pomp or ceremony. And it just lingers out there in the ether.
Yeah.
There was we wasn't expecting nothing back, because obviously there's only so much. No one would help us promote it, because again, no one would be tarnished with the stick.
Yeah.
But for us, it was like, well, we only wanted it out to draw that line in the sand.
Yeah.
And for us, it did what it was meant to do. And like I say, it wasn't like, oh, I must know the numbers. It was like, once it's out, well, that's done.
Yeah.
And then literally, so the screening for Landscape of Lies was January the 7th or 11th.
Something like that.
And then on the following week, we started filming 24 Little Hours. So it was literally... That's it. You're released. Yeah. We're on to the next.
Moving on.
And then, of course, 24 Little Hours was something all on its own, because, like I say, we shot it in 8 days.
And is there closure now with Landscape of Lies?
Oh, yeah, for us.
It's done now.
It's done.
I think the fact that I listened to the podcast and I thought they were brilliant, and I think you were incredibly courageous to talk about it and be open about it. I think, honestly, fair play to you, mate, because I think a lot of people would have run off or whatever, and you're here again and you're making more movies, so more power to you.
Well, a lot of people involved ran off.
Yeah.
That certainly
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, they did.
And if you want to hit basically episode 32, 31, 32, I'll put links in the show notes to listen to Paul talk fully about that whole tax scale and what happened there. It's honestly worth
listen to that.
Yeah. So jumping straight into 24 Little Hours. Let's first of all talk about the name change so that we can be really clear of what to call it on here. I know you're not particularly thrilled, let's say, by the name change, but I like it, and it sells what it is.
Yeah.
It's easier for audiences to get 24 Little Hours, and I get it's the song at the end. I get that's why, but 24 Hours in London's it's not a bad title.
You say that.
Go on.
Unless you talk to, and I can't think of his name, but we was having a discussion online only a few weeks ago. The guy who made the film 20 years ago, 24 Hours in London.
Yeah.
Which was, as he even says himself, critically panned. So now when we're punting, our film 24 Hours in London.
I see.
The only film that comes up is this film from 20 years ago, because all 2 years of our promotion has been 24 Little Hours.
Yeah.
So from our point of view, it may be a great title, but it's
not the title. it's not what you've been
talking about. A negative impact
about.
to a positive one.
It is what it is. I mean, the distributor made that decision. They obviously know what they're doing. Well, I hope they know what they're doing.
Well, yeah, it did very well on the charts. It has
their
done.
business.
Well, it is.
They've made that decision, and obviously we weren't going to, cut our nose off to spite our face to say, oh no, I must have the name. No. It's a name change at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The film stays the same.
Totally. And so many films do get their names changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, you look at different countries, territories around the world, they'll just call it something else. You had one, didn't you, with your films?
Yeah, I've experienced that a few times. I think, a lot of the times there's nothing really you can do. You can try and put something into the agreement to say, or you can have meaningful consultation, whatever that means. But ultimately, they're going to do it. So, I just kind of, I move on from that as well. I just go, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Like you say, for them, your small network of that for them, in terms of some of your people you called it this for a while. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. They're going for the bigger audience,
exactly.
So that's why they want to change the title.
Although the Americans, they got it. It was like, hey, well, you got 2 years of promotion on social media and blah blah blah, and we'll call it 24 Little Hours, and you got this lovely song, and we like the mask because in the UK. They didn't use the mask.
No, in the poster.
For anything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Chris's face should have kept the mask.
They love Chris's face.
I love you, Chris. I love you. But in America, obviously, completely different. They got it. They got the poster design, because obviously in the UK they changed the poster, but the Americans got the poster design, they got the mask, they got the song, they got the references. It's funny, we got more love from the Americans than we did from the UK.
That's interesting. Yeah. But I suppose they're saying if it's on a shelf at HMV or a supermarket, who picks it up? And if it's got the right look for an English sort of audience, they go, I know what kind of movie that is. I want to take it.
Yes.
Rather than, I'm not really sure what that movie's about. It looks maybe horror. It looks, whereas they're targeting the specific audience. So I think, like you say, you take it on the chin and go,
I say, it was like... Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It was out.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, this is probably just how lame I am, but when there is a film and it is released and it's a HMV, I do kind of grab it and then go and buy a copy and I go, oh, I worked on that film, by the way. I mean, most of the time they're not interested at all, and I'm just embarrassing myself. Totally. I mean, that's what I do, but I'm like, because it is a big, because that was, when we were younger, that's what we did. We was like, wow, I want to see that, and I want to see that. So, and we can't go to the video shop anymore, or anything like that doesn't exist. So I do kind of get a bit of a buzz when I've worked on something, and I go there and go, oh, yeah, we did that. So, I mean, do you do that, or is that just me?
Well, we
couple
went
of
out
the
looking.
actors did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Why not?
That's me. I'm famous.
HMV? Anyone else? No.
That's me.
A certain couple of actors who will probably be listening to this. Literally, I think they set up a stall in HMV.
Oh, really?
Come meet the
They were all-
stars.
they were-
Autographs and everything.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love it.
We'll sign your cover. No problem.
They were brilliant, actually, weren't they? They were so good.
They're your biggest fans most of the time. They're the ones with a lot of the times the social media followers. So
Yeah,
the fact that they're out there pushing it and championing it, more power to them.
No, definitely. We love them for that.
They were good, to be fair.
That's interesting because you're quite looking a little bit like Chris Johnson right now with the hair and beard. How he
you
looks.
mean Chris Johnson styled his look on me?
Oh, is that right? Because I've not seen you for a year and a bit.
No.
And obviously, Chris is starring in Knights of Camelot, my film as well, with Ian, who's in the room. Yeah. We are picture locked. It's very exciting. Yeah, we're ready to go.
No way.
Yeah, picture locked. It'll be out in End of summer is all I can say. But Chris was brilliant working with him on that, and Ian, you worked with him a lot and did some of the fight scenes with him and had so much fun out there in the mud. And I thought he was brilliant in this film. Really cool, the non-speaking sort of lead. You've got to say lead with that, because there was kind of 3-4 leads. It was a really wonderful ensemble cast.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah.
So, let's before we get there, let's talk about the making of this. And you made it in 8 days, and this is what's really interesting: how anyone could go make a feature film in 8 days is a feat beyond anything, especially like this. There's a lot going on. It's great. It's well made. Some great action scenes, great dialogue scenes, and yet you still did it in 8 days. Lots of locations, lots of stuff going on. Yeah. That takes a lot of organisation.
Definitely.
Let's go to how you actually set this up in the first place. It's when you said, right, I'm making this next. How the hell did you set it up?
Okay. So 24 came about because I was basically, we're in the little circle of our level. We're in a circle.
We're in a circle.
Circle. Filmmakers. I won't say the circle, but there's a bunch of filmmakers all at the same level, and they all go crowdfunding, and they all want like 30 grand to make a short. And I'm always
make a feature.
Yeah, and I'm like, what value is a short? And they don't get it. And it was like, you know what? 10 grand. I'll go make the film for 10 grand. And it's like, and they're like, oh, you can't do it. I said, yeah, but if you shoot in 8 days, that's $1 grand's worth of film every day and $2 grand for post. That's the film, isn't it?
Okay.
And they're going, can't be done. So
everyone's
I'm one of those, and it's like,
right. Don't tell me I can't do it.
My coat, here we go. Don't tell me it can't be done. And that's what it was. Obviously, I sat down with Damien Morley, and he turned around and went, same thing. It can't be done, because I'm used to films that are 150, 200 grand and beyond. Yeah. He said, you can't make a film in 8 days for 10 grand. So it's like, put 10 grand on the table. Yeah. Let me show you how it's done. And that's how it came about.
Seriously? Because he did We Kill the Old Way and all those kind of movies, that really kind of cool gangster movies.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And
so you just said, give me the money, and you went,
okay. Yeah, I said, give me the money. Let me prove it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll take the punt. And then obviously Danny Young come along, and he was like, well, I've worked with Paul before. I know he can do stuff. Let's see what he can do. So they teamed up, and obviously I came home with D, and I went,
guess what I've just done?
I got 10 grand in 8 days to make a film.
That's it now. I have to do 8 days.
Yeah. Put the kettle on.
We need to write.
We need to get to work.
Yeah, and I think we had. But my biggest mistake is I'm always like, I'm ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 week leading.
Yeah.
Wait. From that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that moment, you said, right, let's do this.
Yeah.
10 grand on the table. You had 2 weeks to prep and.
So I penned the script. I've done the script in like 2 days.
Are you serious now?
Yeah. And obviously I get Dee to read over everything I do, and then I get the woman's point of view.
Make it better, basically. They know what they're doing.
Just polish it a bit.
Yeah. It's up there with fix it in post.
You can't fix this one in post, mate.
No, you can't.
Do it now.
So she reads over and I said, keep in mind the limitations. It's nice if we could be able to do this, but we do that. But it's 10 grand, 8 days. So then I do my second draft. I polish it up, and then it's like, you're making the phone calls. Let's get the actors involved. And that's how it goes. Now, the one...
I love it, and that's how it goes.
And that's how it goes. That's how easy it is to make this film.
No, it is. Do you know what? It's so refreshing to hear that. But at the same time, there's people screaming now at their podcast listening devices saying, yeah, but how did you organise that? How did you get the people there? How did you get this here? How did you separate the money out? How did all that kind of stuff?
Okay.
Right, so we opened up a Facebook page. No,
but this could take. I mean, this is fascinating, because this could be hours of conversation. Right here. There's so much to dig into.
So this is how it went. I got on my phone, got on me WhatsApp group chat, and went, hey, fellas, I'm making a movie. Who's in? And everyone who came back and went, yeah, I went, you cast. No, that's not quite how it
went. Wow. It wasn't far off, though, was it?
It wasn't far off.
Wow.
But it is.
It was a lot like that. Yeah. But obviously there were some parts that we did.
No,
obviously wasn't in that circle. Yeah.
We did go out. We did casting. We got a casting director who just came on and went, you can't do a film in 8 days.
Yeah.
Let's see who's out there. And she casted the net, and obviously we did a proper casting breakdown for Spotlight, and we had some nice.
We did.
And casting can be really difficult. It can be. It's really difficult to get the balance right, the looks right, all that kind of stuff you want in a film. But in terms of you actually saying, right, we're going to choose this location, you've got 2 weeks to prep all this. Yeah. Prepping a film in 2 weeks is hard anyway. But with little money and choosing locations, how did you go about finding locations? How did you go about getting all the props and all that kind of stuff to make it look like it does?
I'll be honest with you. You had the Lancaster Skies.
I did, yeah.
Guys
Lovely
on.
guys, yeah.
Right. Similar thing. So how their community came together for them, because obviously when they did the what was it, Hurricane?
Yeah,
the plane.
Basically the plane.
They built the plane, and obviously all for free that the local community donate. That was similar to us. We put the word out that we're going to do something, and we kept it local to Essex. And to be fair, every location we was given was for free.
Right.
The church, we use a church. Everything was free.
There was a church, there was a cafe.
Yeah,
there was
warehouse.
Two nightclubs.
Two nightclubs, warehouse.
Yeah, a farm.
Another house. The police station.
Loads of exteriors.
Yeah.
So you said you got it for free.
Yeah. Well, they like the businesses. They just
all the businesses.
They noted it. They just said, "Okay, when do you want it? As long as we're closed,
right,
you can use it."
So you just rang up and asked, basically.
Well, yeah. Right. I mean, we over the years we've built up a little
reputation and conversation with them.
You just build up a network of contacts.
Just because you're not doing nothing you should not then be doing something. You should always be talking to people for when that time. You've got to build up the favour bankers.
Well, it's what I do. I've got a little notebook, and if someone writes to me saying I'm an editor, I look up their stuff. They're an actor, I go look up their stuff, even if I'm not casting for it right now. I put it all in a book, so it's ready for me when I am.
And to be fair, I've got Diane, as everyone knows in our circles on social media. Everyone comes to her because they're always trying to get her to retweet and punt their work. So to be fair, she gets this list of people, and it's like, and I'm like, I'm stuck for so and so, and she'll go, try this guy, or this girl. You know, it's not all blokes.
That's half my job.
Yeah. And it's there,
True.
you know, and you reach out. But for the businesses, to be fair, again, a lot of people that helped me out on landscape, because they knew what I went through on landscape, they was like, what do you need?
Right.
And we got access to this place and that place. Danny Young came along and he went, mate, what do you need? And I said, we need a police station. He went, mate, my boss said we can use his whole office building as long as it's on a weekend.
Wow.
Okay. You know, so everyone just came about, and just went, mate, let's make it happen. And it's that kind of support. So not just from the businesses, but people that obviously rode with me on landscape. And it was like, you deserve this break. Let's make it happen.
That's nice.
So although I say it's easy to make a film in 8 days,
it's not.
It's not.
Thank you, Diane. It is not. Because the Serial Killers was 12 days.
Crazy.
And that was crazy.
Yeah.
And this the same. It must be the same.
And this is, but to be fair, I mean, obviously I know a filmmaker up in Derby called Steve Lawson. And he makes films in 5 days.
Yeah.
They're normally 74 minutes long. Five cars.
3 more days, there'll be 90 minutes.
Well, and that's how he
doesn't need to. He's he makes movies and he's happy
and it's
doing
all
it,
one
right?
location.
Yeah.
Right?
Fine.
So I know it can be done. He proves the point to me. I made a film in 5 days. And it's like, but 74 minutes, one location. So it's like, I got to push myself more.
You always want to go bigger.
Yeah.
You do. You want to go bigger, better.
Go big or go home, innit? And so it ended up, we had 15 locations. And in each location, there was probably 3 or 4 different setups.
Yep.
And 30 speaking casts and extras and whatnot.
Yeah, and you need those. You need bodies, you need people to shoot, the police. There's loads of those.
Yeah.
So you constantly, is it asking friends? Was it asking people you knew?
A
lot of it was people we knew already, or contacts with, contacts we've built up over time.
You've got to do a few favours.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
So let's say you've got the warehouse shoot. Let's say you need policemen, you need the outfits, you need the guns, you need all that. How do you then go about saying, right, this day we need these? How do we put it all together? How do you schedule that on a low budget movie?
So on 8 days, we broke down the script.
Yep.
And I do all the action scenes first, because I figured if someone's going to get injured, they're the scenes they're going to get injured in.
Yeah. And
we,
plus, you can dispose of them after
yeah,
that. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
And it's
They're dead
like,
away there.
well, you know, the rest of the film you're on the phone. You know what I mean? Behind the desk. So I planned all the action scenes first. So the first day was the nightclub scene.
Oh,
that was the very first day.
Yeah.
And that's when we knew what we was in for. So that was Citizen in Chelmsford. So they allowed us. So we turned up and they went, yes, you can use our nightclub. And we all turned up and, you know, we phoned some local people that we knew and they brought people because we need some bodies. It's a nightclub scene. Can you get everyone dressed up? It's on it. And we turned up and they went, yeah, you can use this section. And we was like, oh, brilliant. And they said, but just to let you know, our restaurant is still open.
Stop it. Stop it. Did they not say that before? They obviously didn't tell you before.
They didn't say
So
that
they
before.
said, so we keep it open. The restaurant's still open. So everyone's looking at me and I'm like,
We're like,
okay, we'll set up then.
Yeah, what
We'll
can we
point
do?
the camera this
Yeah.
way.
What can we do? Just please don't
Yeah.
clink so
Work
loudly
around it.
over there.
I said,
Yeah.
look, it's meant to be night time anyway. It was all open windows.
And you
with the
can't
tables
use
in front
dance
of
music anyway
No.
because you've got dialogue, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so we just turned it around. So
Yeah.
it was like, right, we just film this way. We can't show that it's daytime, so we shoot this way.
Right.
And you got to love Essex.
You do, just generally.
So we put the word out and we said, look, we need girls and boys. Now, all the girls that turned up were all friends and colleagues of a young entrepreneur called Shell, who runs Brawl Babes Ring Girl service.
Nice.
So all the girls were there. They're all glammed up, typical Essex.
Yeah.
All, you know.
we love a bit of glam.
Yeah,
Of course,
they did us proud. But of course, they put the word out to all the fellas and went, they need some blokes.
And the blokes like
Ah.
a free chance to chat to these girls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know,
I'm there.
you've got to play it. So anyway, so these blokes all turned up, and they're obviously a little team. They're all boxers. They're from the local gyms, and they're all every 5 minutes
Sniffing.
off the
Got
bar.
colds.
Yeah, yeah, that wasn't me clearing my throat. Yeah. So they all like a bit of the old cheeky line and whatnot. And of course, because it's in a bar that's open because of lunch,
They're all
they're on the bevies. So of course, you know what it's like in a film. It's like everyone thinks you turn up, film straight away. It's
20
like, well,
minutes
no,
done.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've got to set this up. So we said, right, this is how it's going to go, guys. I need a couple of you to step up to be the henchmen. So some are punters, but you'll have a bit more screen time. Anyway, Johnny Big Spuds turns up and he says,
Good
yeah,
man.
I'll do it, mate. I'll do it. No problem. And I was like, okay, so that you're going to be in the camera, you know, it's not going to be a passing shot. We need you to do this. And he said, yeah. I said, right, we've got the armourer here. You're going to have to produce guns. He'll take you through the safety measures. I don't need to be told how to use a gun, son. Hey, what's he going to teach me? So I said, well, for my safety, can all of you come round and work with the armourer? I said, it's only a 5-minute demonstration. Yeah, no worries. So anyway, so they're all in this one. So there's one scene and then this shootout starts. And they're meant to protect my actor, who's, you know, they're his bodyguards. So, so as you know, if you're trying to keep it under a 15, you can only use the C word no more than twice. And Mark Bannerman had already said, I want dibs on one. Right? I want to say it at least once. So I know I got one in the bank if it needs it. So these charlied up Essex boys, they were I was giving it all large. They're all sitting around and they went, I want to shout out the C word while I'm pulling out the gun. And I said to him, mate, I'm only allowed 2 per film and you're really an extra. But and he was
artiste.
like, yeah. So he turns around and he says, well, either I say it or I pull me fellas and we all go.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
yeah.
okay. I said, let's run it through. So we framed it up and obviously we went through the thing and he comes out, he pulls out the gun and it's like, all, you know, shouting
big C words everywhere.
Yeah. And I went, great. I said, now come watch the playback. Because it was all in slow motion.
Yeah, 50 frames, looks gorgeous.
So he came round and he went, what's the problem? I said, this is how you look and this is how you will be immortalised on film. And for those who can't see me, believe me when I'm pulling a funny face going, and I said, let's say you're going to look for the rest of the time on this film. He went, I won't say a word.
There you go. Isn't it sometimes interesting to show sort of actors in this sense the sort of monitor, the playback, because they'll see, they go, oh, that's what I look like. Okay. That's why you're asking me to do a certain thing. So
let's not do that.
So as soon as he thought, I'm going to be mugged off for the rest of my life, he played it good. But it was good to get rid of them, and then, like I say, so that was that. So
you set that up. You do that first. You do your big scenes first. Yep. And then you come in for dialogue. You set that.
Well, for that particular scene, there was no dialogue.
There wasn't any really, was there? So it was gun sounds.
It was gun sounds, people screaming. So you get the crowd and all your. So we did everything we needed a crowd for, and then you cheat it, you flick it around for your close-ups with the people that you need to hang around.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. And then the next day was another shootout. And a cafe scene. They were near each other, so it was literally in the morning. We did one. We stopped, went to the cafe. That's where we had our lunch at the cafe. They was really nice to us.
Yeah, of course, you're going to use them.
And then they closed up shop.
Well, they made a fortune.
To film this one scene, and once it filmed, they opened back up.
Yeah,
they were really good.
And who's doing all the ringing round, and who's doing all the telling people where they've got to go? Yeah.
Well, we do it ourselves.
We do it.
Yeah, we do it.
Yeah, tell me about that. So because it's really interesting, because often on bigger film sets, if you like, they'll have a production manager, you'll have a PA, whatever, someone doing the call sheets, sending them out to people, and it's just you guys, right?
We do it. Yeah.
So talk me through that, what you'll do in terms of setting it up and what you'll actually send out.
You tend to do all the budget and the
I do all
the breakdown and everything like that.
But talking to people isn't my thing. Anyone who knows me, that's not my thing. So
we, we'll either do it through, it depends on timing. We'll either do it through email. I'll email everyone what they need, or if it's a quick thing, I need to go on the phone and just rally everyone up and say, right, this is where I need you. Can you be there? Blah, blah, blah. Can you do this? Can you bring this?
Yes.
I was going to say, the only thing we don't do, as actors would know, like at 3:00 in the morning, a new call sheet will be sent out, and then they'll go, "Didn't you see it?" And you're like, "Mate, I was asleep." Of course it was. I can't stand that. If I've said this is what we're going to do on this day, this is what we're doing. And if we turn up and there's a problem, I don't go, "Oh no, the day's gone." It'll be, "Okay, what else can we do?"
Yeah,
and we just work.
You'll work through the problem. You can't.
Well, you can't. Yeah. Well, you've got 8 days. You can't go on the 9th because there's no budget. There's no cameras.
Exactly.
There's no. And are they your cameras? Is it how are you getting all the equipment?
Well,
we
use one camera by a very talented DOP by the name of Richard Oakes.
Yeah, Richard Oakes. Great.
So it was a Blackmagic camera, and it was just one. And like I say, what that guy does, he knows how to.
He does
put it all together and make it look pretty.
In fact, Homeless Ashes was his as well, wasn't it? With Mark Zamet's.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He knows how to get the best out of the camera, and it was funny because obviously you keep saying it's no money, it's 8 days. Everyone on set just thinks, oh yeah, this is going to be one of those kind of movies, isn't it? And even Richard was like, I don't know if I really want to do a gangster film as part of my CV.
Totally.
And it's like, well, mate, read the script. It's not really a gangster film.
It's not. Yeah. It's not.
And he was like, oh, yeah, no, you got this, and, you got Geezer, and we're in a strip club, and we do this, and I'm like, that's just ticking boxes for the distributor, mate. It's,
It's deeper than that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when we had the big shootouts, as you were saying, with all the police and everything, they good guys, and they was all supplied by Chris Somerville from Shooting Stars, and the armourer was Matt Sampson. And they supplied it all, the cars, the vans, the uniforms, the smoke grenade, the guns, everything. Absolutely
production
everything.
Value looks great, it does.
And because they watched the playback, one of them, Tomo, he turns around and went, this looks like a real movie. And it was like, mate, if I was there with my camera phone, I could understand your skepticism.
Totally, but this is look at the kit and look what we've got. Yeah, absolutely.
But that was a long day. So at the 8 days, because everyone said, oh, it must be long days. We had 2 long days out of the 8. That big warehouse shootout, that was a 14-hour day. Yeah. I do apologise to everyone that stuck around.
It's most people go longer than that, so you've done all right there. It's not the end of the world. It happens.
Then obviously... So we did 3 days of action, and then the weekend, because we had access to this entire big building in
which is-
Brentwood.
yeah, which is shortly
that
off
was the
the
police station.
Police star. How many days did you do in that police station?
2 days.
2 days, because you had everyone
Yeah.
coming in
Yeah.
and doing their scenes, I
Yeah.
imagine, with Fiona Skinner, who was fantastic.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
as a
she
police
was
officer.
incredible.
Giving it proper. Oh, no, mate. I was like, all right, yeah.
She was,
great.
but
Yeah,
she was
she's
off
really-
book.
She was off book.
Oh, so you could jump in with any, whichever actor
Yeah.
was ready.
She was literally off book.
Wow.
She was in there 2 days. She did a whole.
That's incredible. So, like, from an actor's perspective, then,
Yeah.
I find that fascinating. Like, what's the process on rehearsals, and then how many rehearsals would you do or takes?
We didn't
Right,
have
we-
rehearsals.
we
didn't
didn't have
yeah?
rehearsals. We
The
did-
actors just turned up. They knew what to
Yeah.
do, and you just let them do their thing, right?
We'd spoke, obviously, Paul had spoken to all of the actors in depth about their characters. They'd talked about the characters. They talked about the story and everything that was going on. So that, they'd done prep work like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was no actual rehearsal
Right,
time. We
yeah.
didn't have the time or the
Yeah.
money for that.
Fair enough.
But we shot to 6-to-1 ratio.
Right.
So anyone who took more than 6 takes to get something, we just changed the angle. Let's do it. Let's try something different.
When you set up for the day, would you rehearse first with your actors? Would you start setting up with your camera team, with Richard, working out where that camera's going to go? How would you plan it?
Because we knew what it was. I mean, like I say, this is where the limitations of the money and the time did come in. But we knew that essentially the police interview table was where Fiona's character was going to tell her story. So we pushed the tables up against the wall. You set the camera this one end, and then you put the chairs. And of course, the cheeky thing was the sound guy came along and put the mics on the table
I saw that
as
as
part
my
of the
thing.
interview.
I was like, that
Yeah.
works.
So,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so there was all in plain sight all the time. So we knew we were shooting one side, and because we went in, I was like, well, look, we know we need a close up on this particular line. We know we do, and then we set it out, and Ewan McIntosh was the first in.
Yeah.
And he had
He's
a
from
few
The
scenes.
Office.
Yes.
He's
So
a great actor.
he had I think he had 3 scenes. So it was like, because he had the most scenes, everyone else was in and out. So we started with Ewan. So we knew Ewan came in, he had a particular look. We wanted to shoot a particular way. So we did that. So that was 3 scenes done. So then me and Richard are there.
And sorry to jump in. Are you finishing the whole scene with Fiona first? So let's say you're on Ewan, so you do his wide, his close up, whatever you do.
yeah.
You then do Fiona's side
Then we do-
first,
then we turn.
and then move on to the next scene. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
do all Fiona's in one go.
No.
Fine, just one.
So we played it off. Wanted to
Great.
see how it goes. So
Yes.
they were there, and then so after 3 scenes, you're thinking, well, we kind of done everything we can from this particular setup, but we can't move the setup because obviously we're not really in a police room. So Richard, every time someone come in, me and Rich would take 5 minutes and go, what are we going to do different on this one? Yeah. So when Jonathan Hansler comes in, and this is where we went a bit bold, we didn't move the camera. It was a lock shot.
Yeah.
But John comes in and just blows us away. That I was mesmerised for the 3 minutes, and it's like, and Richard's going, "Shall we cut?" And I'm like, "What? Sorry? Yes, cut. Sorry. How was that, John?" And he went, "Can we do it again?" He said, "Are you coming for?" And it was like, "No, we're going to just do this lock-off shot." So it went backwards and forwards like that. So every time someone new come in, it was like, all right, perhaps we might change this then. Because I always plan the trailer out before I write the film.
Do you?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I always think, this is the trailer, so these are the bits I'm going to need to film. Not everyone understands why I'm asking for this particular shot, because they're like, yeah, but this shot's better. It's like, mate, it's for the trailer. Don't worry.
It's a clever way of doing it, actually. Yeah, that's really interesting.
So we did that. But when it came to the druggy, Richard... And I tipped my hat, it's all credit to Richard. He went, what if we do this? And he did a movement with the camera that just puts you into the druggie's mind. And it was like, whoa, this is really good. So we do it all like that. And then it was like, but this actress wasn't giving me
what you wanted.
What you want. And she was new, so I'm not on a case. It's just a case, if this is the best you can do. And then all I'm doing is watching the performance thinking, what can I do in edit that's going to make this better? So there's one scene where she goes, oh yeah, then they come in with the guns. And then I said, in my head for the trailer, it was always, you're meant to go, pop, 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 and going like this. And she kept going, pop, 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 pop. And I was going, no, more like, pop, pop, pop. So she couldn't get it. But come the edit, obviously, instead of her going pop, 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 I put the gun sounds in. And then it was pop, pop, pop. And it's one of the everyone loves that scene. So it's
really interesting what you can make something you think's not that great on the day, or God, how we're in the edit.
How you wanted it in your mind.
You can make a performance totally in the edit.
You really can.
100%.
Yes, you can. And often that's what we're doing. We're manipulating because we want to focus on a certain angle of someone's performance, or the scene needs to be focusing on Chris's character or whoever it is. So therefore, you're trying to manipulate the responses or reactions to work. Otherwise, it can be just all over the place, and that's really important.
I mean, I don't like telling an actor how to act. I'm not an actor. I can't tell an actor how they should act. I've picked you because I think you're confident to do the job. I liked what you did before. I liked what you done in the audition. I shouldn't have to tell you how to act. I just tell you there's certain things I'm going to want you to do at certain times. And as long as the actor trusts me that I know what I'm doing, I will always trust the actor that they'll know what.
Yeah, got ya. Which is sometimes tough when you've got a supporting artiste playing a policeman with a line and wanting to say. Then it's not, they're not necessarily actors. It's fascinating. I think it's whole fascinating. So basically, your setup was you prep beforehand, you sort it out, you do the calls, you tell people where to go, and on the day you go, here's how we're going to change it up and make it work. Did you encounter any major problems in terms of maybe someone not turning up, and like you said before, you had to adapt and improvise?
We had a couple of actors not turn up, but turned up late, and that was, like I say, the problem with the weekends in our area is no trains run, or they run sporadically. It's not the usual thing. So that happened, and people would say, look, I'm coming down, but I'm going to have to come through this route and that route. And it was like, okay, but because we had enough people there, it was like, well, let's do this scene instead.
Yeah.
And Fiona, who was, like I say, as Dee said, she was off book, fantastic professional.
Amazing.
And who done like 48 pages of dialogue.
In 2 days.
In 2 days.
My God, that's incredible.
Because she is, to me, she is the lead.
Amazing.
She's theatre. She does a lot of theatre.
A lot of theatre. So obviously that was why I looked for a theatre actress for this role, because they're used to knowing everything.
And like you said, you touched on about the lead there, and I mentioned earlier about Chris. Could he be Chris Johnson? Could he be the lead? Is Danny Midwinter the lead? Is Mark Bannerman the lead? Is Fiona the lead?
For me, Fiona's the lead. It's her story. Chris obviously is put up the top, but for me, while writing, he was always the thread that sewed the stories, because it's 2 stories.
Sure.
He was the thread that sewed the stories together. So to me, although, every actor, but although Chris is up there on the posters and everything as the lead, for his character, for me, was the thread. Fiona was the lead, and Bannerman was the heart, if you like.
Yes.
But for what they all brought, it was just, you look at the edit at the end and it's like, okay, I got a little bit more than I bargained for there. That worked out all right, that one.
It worked out all right.
And everyone has their own take on it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though. Although, just to go back a little bit, just thinking about when we were prepping, you didn't give anyone the whole script.
No, because the film's in 2 halves. Fiona got one script, her story, and obviously the boys got their story. So it was funny because I remember giving Midwinter the script and it was only like 40, 45 pages or whatever. And he
why
went,
are you making a short?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, are we making a short? I went, no. He went, mate, you can't stretch that into 90 minutes. I went, don't worry about it, Dan. Just trust me.
You do your thing.
Yeah.
Let me do mine.
And to give him, he went, Paul, if you tell me that's 90 minutes, that's 90 minutes.
Fair play.
You know what I mean?
Fair play.
So yeah, and the same as Fiona. So Fiona was always asking, well, what's happened here when I'm talking to this person? I said, well, you don't know, because as the cop on the day, you wouldn't know. Yeah. So I want that. And so that's how she played it. She was literally trying to get the information from the actor. And if it was an actor that had been present on one of the boys' scenes, obviously they were then telling it like, oh yeah, well I remember he walked in. Yeah, you know what I mean? And they told it as they saw it on the day being on set for that particular scene. So it was quite interesting that it was all put together. And again, it was only till we screened it that everyone went, that's where the other half of the film came from. Yeah, so.
What did you learn from shooting it then in that 8 days? What did you learn, and what would you take away, and would you do it again in 8 days?
God, I think making a film in 8 days, possibly would do it again. Possibly, but not so many
cars,
location and not so many cars.
I won't go down to one location, but 15 pushed it, and
that was
30.
That was tough.
Well, you two must be knackered, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it was 8 days straight. So it wasn't 4 days have a rest, 4 days. It was
Just,
8 days straight, because we found that was just right. By the end of the 8 days.
You got pissed off enough.
Everyone has had enough
of
us.
You know what it's like on set. You have that people shoot for the first 5-6 days,
They're
and
all
it's like
excited.
then you have that 2 days off, and everyone's like, all the things that niggled you is now coming back. Same with the actors, same with it. And of course, when you all come back, you all come back cold because it's been 2 days.
It's fresh, it's exciting, yeah.
And of course, then all the animosity's in there, thinking, yeah, you ain't gonna fuck me about like you did on fucking scene 97, mate. So, but the fact that it was 8 days straight was just right. We was just getting tired. So I wouldn't have gone the 9th day. That would have been, we need a break.
Right.
And I planned it out that all the actors had a break. So they would work for 2 days, and it worked out they had a break. And then we'd use a different set of actors. And so
it's
I was
only the
thinking of
crew,
them.
really.
Yeah, it was crew. So it was literally me, Richard Oakes, bless him. He hung in there. He said himself that every day broke him, but he hung in there. The small little crew I have.
Who else was that? How many did you have in your crew?
Our crew was 1, 2. So it was me, Rich, Dave, who done a host of little things, Gary, who done things on the days Dave couldn't turn up. We had Mark, the sound guy, and the makeup artist.
So 5, really,
Five,
but doubling, so 5 and 6.
Yeah.
We all.
Yeah, to be fair, we all pitch in. Like,
That's incredible, isn't it?
You just like pitch in. If a light needs moving, if something needs moving, you just do it.
All hands on deck, isn't it?
I remember on landscape, we had a little bit of a bigger crew because obviously it was a bigger budget. But I'm one of those ones. I won't ask you to pick that bag up. I've got working arms and legs.
Expect you to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll just pick the bag up. I'll move it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And God bless them, because they were all SEA or whatever the university up in London is for the film university. They've all been trained. Oh no, the director mustn't. They're all going, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't. Why shouldn't I do it? You know what I mean? They went, oh no.
It's going to take me longer for me to tell you to move that bag.
Totally, I could have just picked it up.
Yeah. So for the first few days, I was like, oh no, we'll do that, and it's like, mate, it's already done. Let's do this. I need this light moved. Boom. And then the lighting guy would go, you've moved my light. I went, yeah, I need it there now because I know what I'm talking about, mate. This is, and he went, oh yeah, all right, I'm with you. So by the 4th day on landscape, everyone's like, well, Paul's going to do it all. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
You can't afford to have ego in those situations. You've just all got to chip in and get on with it.
Yeah. So on 24, we had like I say, there was 5 of us, and one was the makeup girl, and outside of when she wasn't doing makeup, running towards D, you had the kettle on, making the cups of tea to come bring down to us. Everyone. So I normally work with the same kind of group of people because. Yeah.
You need to as well. They know how you work, which is important.
And they get it, and they're loyal, and they don't bitch and moan and go, oh, mate, it's 10 hours already. It's like, oh, it's 10 hours. If we do this, we'll be out by the 11th. You know what I mean? It's that kind of attitude. So I like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's how you make 8 days work.
Yeah.
Any little bit of advice for someone like out there who goes, I want to make a movie. I might have 10 grand. Oh, I can get it from somewhere. Beg, steal, borrow, do a Kickstarter, whatever it is. And they go, I've got 8 days. A tiny bit of advice you think that might really help them.
I think you've really got to know what you want. You've got to be prepared. So, like, before you start even, you have to know. You've got to know what shots you want. You've got to know, what dialogue you need in that day. You've got to be thoroughly prepared. If you're thoroughly prepared and you can adapt on the day to any changes that will happen, then you can do it. I would probably say do less locations and less actors if it's your first time, but it's totally doable.
Yeah, well, obviously we did it.
Yeah.
But no, I would certainly say we've inspired a few. Because obviously even Richard Oak, DOP, he went off and made his first feature film as a director, and he made that in, I think, 8 days in total. I know they had to do some pickup shots and that, but
I think 12 actually.
12. All right, 12 days. I was trying to big him up. But the point being is, he was with another circle of friends that all talked about making a film, and
fluff, isn't it?
and we need £1 million for our first film, and it was like, mate,
behave.
And he got on, and he's just done his pickup shots, and it's out later this year, I believe.
Good for him.
And then even a couple of others, others have turned around and went, I still don't get how you've done it. I've given up filmmaking now. And it's like,
which is not the result you want.
But it wasn't. But it was like, but at least you now know I've done it, and if you can't compete, then
don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Do it your way.
But they was getting it. But even we talk about Chris Johnson. You gotta love Chris, who's just done Bloodhound. Sorry, giving a shout out to another film there. But they've just shot theirs in 8 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're seeing more and more of it now, because it's like, well, we've shown you, and it's not 4 people in a room.
It can be
you
done.
can go beyond that.
Yeah.
If you're a first-time filmmaker, I would say stick with 4 or 5 people in one, 3 locations tops. But like rope, keep it as a dinner party, keep it as whatever. Learn it. Once you're confident, keep building. I mean, would I do it again for 10 grand? That's the question. 8 days, all day long,
8
mate.
days,
All day long.
all the 8 days.
But 10 grand, that was tight.
It was tight. Yeah, a lot of favours in there.
Yeah.
And there's only so many times you can get those
Completely.
favours. We were
Exactly.
talking about that the
Yeah,
other day,
agreed.
weren't we, Sharpie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, I'd love to talk about how you got the film distributed and out there, because that's not easy. People go out and make a film in 8 days, in 1 day, in 2 days, whatever it is.
And again, to get it distributed.
It's
incredible.
really difficult.
It's incredible.
You
One
can
thing
do-
making a film is getting out there. It's
Well, that-
sometimes
that-
even harder, So.
To be fair, that was mad, wasn't it? Because that was actually new territory for us, for to go out to bigger distributors and to talk to sales agents, distributions, and we went to AFM.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, again, when you turn around, because for us, I pat myself on the back. It's 10 grand. It's 8 days. But you say that to people, and they expect.
Oh, that's a punch, right?
Like I keep saying, you shot that on your camera phone. It's this, that.
Terrible acting.
Yeah.
You've got your neighbour and your pet dog to do the lead role, and all
The
the rest
dog's
of it.
better than the name.
Aren't they all? No, and it was like, no, mate. Here's my teaser trailer, and it just so happened. I think it was the song.
Yeah.
It was a remix version of "You Spin Me Round Round," and it was just bang. And people saw that. They saw the cinematography. They saw it, and it was like.
They saw those little shots that you shot,
That
especially for the trailer,
for the trailer.
exactly. You were always
which is
forward
about
thinking.
selling the movie. They're not going to watch the whole thing; they'll watch the trailer.
And because you can demonstrate you understand that part of the business. I'm more business. I'm from a business background. I'm not from a film background. I get the business side, which I think a lot of people in the UK, because we don't have a proper industry here, they don't get the business. It's all creative. And it's like, this is why you drop it. You need to know the business side. So because you could go to distributors and go, I understand my film. This is how I would sell it. Would you sell it the same way? And they watched the teaser trailer and they were like, okay, you get it.
Yeah.
And of course, in the UK, we was quite fortunate because obviously the landscape and everything I went through. Over the years, although a lot of the doors were shut to me, a lot of people would lean out the windows and talk to me. You see?
Shouting from afar.
Yeah. And I always got that everyone wanted to work with me. They was admired, but they can't publicly support it. They can't say it. And I was like, no, I get that.
To be fair, a lot of people were saying, do something else.
Yeah. And that's what they were saying.
Come back to us. Do something else.
Get someone to do the next one, so that becomes forgotten.
Yes.
And then we'll work with it. So to be fair, now we're getting some lovely little offers coming
this
through.
Is great.
But
this is what I like to hear.
because obviously not the 8 days and not the money, but as you say, it's the fact that not only did we get a distribution deal, but it's a physical distribution deal.
You delivered.
Yeah. And so that's what it was. So in the UK, it was quite easy. We had a bit of a bidding war. Well, I say a bidding war. We had about 5 different UK
That's a
distributors.
bidding war, my friend.
Big deal.
All wanting something, to the point where it was like, yeah, but this one's offering an MG.
Minimum guarantee.
yeah.
For those who don't know.
And they were like...
A rarity in this business.
Yeah.
Well, non-existent, to be fair, at micro budget level. So when we went, they're offering us an MG. And I went, how much are they offering you? 10K. And I went, 10K? How much? 15 years? I went, no, 5-year deal.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, we can't compete with that. What if we did 10 and 20, 10 and 10? And it was like, Let me think about that one. Yeah, all right then, mate, because now we're even.
Sure,
We've made the money back.
already.
You know, Damien's got the 10k back in his pocket. We haven't even released the film. So come the rest of the world, that's all profit. So we've got no no investor to pay back. There's no disgruntled people, well, as you know. If you can't pay back the investor, why are they going to go again? And that's another thing the young filmmakers today don't get. It's like, I'll take the money, I'll spend the money. It's like, well, there's still someone who's going to be there with his hand out at the end of the thing going, well, where's my money back? And you don't put the money back, he's not investing in the next person's film. And, so the fact that obviously there's no bad thing, someone wants to look at our P&L, it's like, boom, there you go. We make profitable films. Granted, it was a 10k film, and if you can't make 10k back, something's wrong. But but we can open our books, because the way I see it, from the units, by the end of week 1, I'm not sure if you meant to say this, but at the end of week 1, we sold over 2,000 units in the UK.
Yeah.
Which, again, no promotion outside of Diane and the actors and all the thing. No big release from the distributor. No, it was like the distributor kind of forgot about us. And we did the push ourselves. So for all that bargaining for us, they got it, and then whatever. So it's like, no.
That's fine.
Not bothered.
No.
I'll do it.
You'll do it because, hey, your lot will buy it, your lot will see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That circle we're talking about.
We
the
did
indie
just
film
over
world.
2,000 units week 1, which everyone's probably going, well, that don't sound like a lot. But again, if you're in the micro budget, 2,000 is a lot when you compare it to what other bigger films have sold. I always remember Jawbone by the we talking about the BFI.
Paddy
earlier.
Considine one, is
Yeah.
that Jawbone?
Yeah.
With Ray Winch and all the rest of it. 2 million budget. They first week they sold less than 2,000 units. So that was a 2 million, all singing, all dancing, famous faces, boxing, gangster film, and we outsold them week 1. So from our point of view,
Yeah, pat on the back, done well,
Yeah.
already making
Yeah,
money.
we're proud of that.
Yeah,
That's
you
good.
should be.
and obviously it came out in the States last week. I don't know the physical unit sales yet because it's quarterly with them, but I do know just on Amazon alone, it's had now, because I checked before I come out, 1,300.
Downloads.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So we know we had the audience. So again, talking about people that give you negative reviews and everything, it's like, yeah, so now go suck it, mate. I really don't
Mate,
care.
that's brilliant. It's such lovely to hear because it means that, not that it's a massive amount, but money's coming back to the filmmakers, the
Yeah.
people who are making them.
Yeah.
In some way, it means that you go, yeah, so we did that, successful, thank you.
Yeah.
You can do it too.
Yeah.
Now let's go make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make another
definitely.
bigger and better.
And like I say, because we did do the next one, we've got 4 or 5 different offers on the table, 4 or 5 different projects, and it's like, we're not doing 10 grand movies.
No.
We're not doing, well, unless we want to shoot them in 8 days, but it's like the money's gone up,
Yeah.
the trust has gone up, the offers are like, mate, and
This is great. And those people who stuck by you during that time, now you
yeah.
can repay the favour.
Oh,
you
yeah,
came on
exactly.
this one for
Yeah,
now, mate.
most-
Here's a little bit. Do you want to come and do
Completely.
this
And
one
I think,
now?
Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting point because there are companies out there that are making those maybe the lower budget action movies around the $500,000,
Yeah.
$1 million, you know, and the fact that, and I know for a fact that, you know, I know some of them are my friends and I know they'll go, well, this guy, they won't look down and go, oh, well, that was made for 10 grand. They go, wow, he made that for that? Imagine what he could make for 200,
well,
300.
you say that. You say that.
Right.
So
I'm completely wrong now.
No. So I had the same thing. It's like, this is what I did for 10. Let me show you what I can do for 100. It's going to be 10 times better than this. Let me show you what I'm going to do for this. But a lot of the people turned around and went, well, I'll give you 10.
Yeah. Of course, they want the return on
don't
their
want to
work.
work with them.
Yeah.
Those
No,
guys, don't
no.
work with them.
No, well, obviously,
obviously.
we don't. But
Yeah.
the point being, it was like, well, no, I did that for that
Yeah,
very
yeah,
reason,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
I'm not going to become the 10 grand guy.
Yeah.
No.
Because obviously I want to keep going
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
You told me to go make something else. We've
Yeah.
made something else. Now we want to make something
Yeah.
better.
Too right.
It's fantastic. You've done a brilliant job. 24 hours in London, 24 little hours, whatever name you want to call it, is out now. You can watch it. Please do download this properly, the proper way. But if you do download it the illegal way, you know my friend who does, tell him to write a nice review because fuck you otherwise. Absolutely. It's so important. And where can people follow you online? Obviously, Diane, let's start with you because of your wonderful social media presence. And if you're not following Diane, and I have given you many shout outs on the
You
podcast
have
as
so
well,
many. You're so
which is
nice
so
to me.
lovely. Oh, my pleasure. Where can they follow you?
I'm at Candy's Treats. Weird name, I
Where's
know.
it come from? I've always wanted to ask.
Whoa, we should dig into
New podcast.
Back in my days as a stripper.
Candy Streets.
No, do you know what?
Candy Streets.
This podcast is going to change.
It's
Go
really
for it.
boring, actually.
Oh, you've killed it. Make up a story.
I used to do...
Oh, you sold sweets in the shop?
No, not at all. No,
Oh, okay.
I used to do graphic design, and that was my name for that.
Why?
I don't. Do you know what? I've no idea why. Why was it?
I'll tell you why.
Is this a long one?
No.
Okay, good.
Before Candy's Treats, she went by the name
Candy.
Candy
Yeah,
Ass,
that's it.
which
yeah.
is from The Rock from
Yeah,
WWE.
I'm a big fan of The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her original email was candyarse at Talk21.
Whatever
that
it was.
was.
Yeah.
Talk21.com.
So old. Yeah.
And then, but then she
Candy
said,
ass, but it's like yeah.
Yes.
and then she went, I must grow up. This is the internet. And went to Candy, because obviously she's already got the candy, and went to Candy's Treats.
There you go. But they're Candy's Treats on Twitter.
It is
That's
what
where
it
they can
is.
follow you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Paul, where can people follow you?
I'm just under London Knights, which is LNDNKNTS.
Yeah, you've got a weird one and all.
Because like I say, I'm not out to promote me. I can't. I'm old. I'm in my 50s. I really can't stay
don't
on
look it,
social
mate.
media.
You look amazing for that. Wow.
It's the
Fair
beard.
play. It's to keep the
It's the
beard,
beard,
isn't
yeah.
it? It's the beard.
If
play.
I start getting
It's
bold, I'm
working,
going
mate.
to...
I have a beard and I look old. So fair play.
But you had a fantastic beard on Nights
I
at
did.
Camelot. That
I could
beard's
grow
amazing.
a great beard,
It's a
but not as good as yours.
Great
I have a
beard.
lot more white hairs in mine. That's for
And
sure.
I only shaved the other day. It's ridiculous.
Wow. We'll get. You'll see the photo. We're going to take a photo in a minute, and you'll see that, everyone, and you'll see how lovely Paul's beard is. You can also follow the film at 24 Little Hours.
Indeed,
right?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 24 little hours.
HRS.
Not 24 hours in London. Oh,
Sharpie, where can people follow you?
I'm on all the Twitters. So
All the Twitters. How many of them
I
are
know
there?
all the Twitters.
So
People have switched off by now, mate.
I know.
So just
I'm
make it
not
quick.
important. I think what am I? I think I'm on Twitter. I'm Ian Sharp 1. Or is that Instagram? I think. I don't know, just look for me, Ian Sharp. I'm
Ian
there
Sharp.
somewhere.
You're there somewhere. Fine.
There's not many Ian Sharps. So
No,
yeah.
but you run Sharp House, so you
yeah,
go
you can
to
find.
Sharp House.
Yeah, you can go on Sharp House and find us there.
Pictures.com.
Yeah. Just Sharp House.
Right, good.
That's us, yeah.
And you can follow me at Giles Alderson. You can follow the podcast at Filmmakers Pod. Please do. If you've liked this in any way, do subscribe. It means the world to us. And if you do like this, give us a nice 5-star review.
Yeah,
and
do.
when I mean that, do. And write something nice as well. It does make a difference. It really does. Remember who your audience is. And if you're lucky enough to rise up and do well, it's your duty to send the elevator back down. I love it when people join in. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul.
No, thanks for having us.
Thank
you,
you for
Diane.
having us.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure. Ian, thanks for joining us.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
for coming in. We will see you next Tuesday. Do make your film. Go out there and do it. If you can do it like these guys done in 8 days for 10 grand, what have you got to lose?
What are you waiting for?
Be inspired. Get out there, make it happen, and get in contact and let us know you've done that. And then you can come on this podcast and be immortalised forever as well. Take care, everyone. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.